Holy cow, welcome to Donnie's Hangout Adventures. And you know, I shot this earlier, and I'm going to reshoot it because I wasn't exactly thrilled with how I did it originally. I usually wait a few hours to digest, when a famous person, dies. So then I go ahead and I shoot the video. And this time I think I'm shooting this on the 11th, so I have to go to public Wi-Fi to actually upload this. So I don't know when I'll upload it, but guaranteed this one will be uploaded. And this is going to be rather controversial video in and of itself. Now, when I mention the name O.J. Simpson, what's something that comes to mind? Yep, that usually comes to mind. And I almost want to skip over that. But you really can't when discussing OJ because it's part of what? Yeah, it's part of his legacy and sadly what he's most remembered for. And you know what? Not many times do I say this on a video. I think the only time I've ever said something like this when somebody dies is maybe Rush Limbaugh, who I don't think was the best human being on the face of the planet. But when you think about it, Rush Limbaugh might have been a better human being than O.J. O.J. was not a good human being. He did not make the best of his time here on Earth. There's no question about that. Yes, he died. He was 76. Prostate cancer and what? Yeah, I'm not going to make any jokes about that. No good could come of that. But was that OJ's karma? Maybe. Could have been. Very well could have been. And sadly, OJ ain't going to be remembered. He ain't going to be remembered for his college days, when he was at USC, one of the greatest players in USC history, won a Heisman Trophy. He ain't going to be remembered for that. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He ain't going to be remembered for that. He ain't going to be remembered for being taken number one overall by the Buffalo Bills. This was pre-Jim Kelly era. That wasn't until the 90s. The Bills weren't very good. They were coming off a really bad season. I think they had 1 or 2 wins. And even if their teams going forward, they didn't have the greatest teams. Because OJ would never, play in the Super Bowl or anything. But he can be remembered for his time for the Bills? No. Is he going to be remembered as the only running back to get 2,000 yards in a season in a 14-game schedule? Yes, all the others that did it, and there ain't many, there's only a handful, less than a handful, they did it in a 16-game schedule. He did it on 14 games. Is he going to be remembered for that? No. Is he going to be remembered for being one of the most forgotten NFL players in the Hall of Fame? No. He ain't going to be remembered for that. Is he going to be remembered for his Naked Gun movies? No. Is he going to be remembered that he was a failed commentator on Monday Night Football? No. Is he going to be remembered for his Heinz commercial, or not Heinz, I think it was Heinz or something like that. It was like a car place, Anyway, he's going to be remembered for that? No. Sadly, he ain't going to be remembered for any of this stuff. Any of this stuff you could talk about. And if you would just totally do away with what else he did in his life, you would think that other stuff he could be remembered for. He's not going to be remembered for any of that. Because quite frankly, what's he going to be remembered for? 2007. Yep, he's going to be remembered for the Las Vegas robbery. His memorial was stolen, and he had to go and get it, and he got a gun at gunpoint, and he went and got it, and he faced 9 years in prison. That's what he's going to be best remembered for. That's it. That's all there is. What? Oh. Thanks for reminding me. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Oh, yes. Sadly, when you're discussing OJ, this is what's always going to come up to your mind. And everybody that doesn't watch football, they automatically associate OJ with this. Automatically. It's the first thing that comes up into your mind. Here's my memories of it. I remember in 1993, Michael Jordan had just won his third straight NBA championship. So there's a reason I'm discussing this. And so he wanted to try his hand at baseball. You know how that worked out. So he ended up retiring. So the NBA was going to have a different landscape for 1994. And it was anybody's guess as who was going to be NBA champion. There was no clear-cut favorites that year. So in the NBA Finals, one of the best NBA Finals, and it's already in the top 5 of NBA Finals, had the Knicks and the Rockets. Great series. Almost every game was decided by 10 points or less. Sometimes 5 points or less. It was a great, great series. One of the series I look back at fondly on and remembered. And, you had Patrick Ewing and Hakeem Olajuwon. So great matchup, great NBA Finals. And unfortunately, this NBA Finals, there's only one memory that people have of this NBA Finals. I watched the entire NBA Finals, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the best NBA Finals they had since, the 80s. Bird and Magic. I'm getting off base here, ain't I? Yes. The one series that stands out is Game 5. Game 5. Between the Knicks and the Rockets. And about the middle course of the game, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm enjoying a good game. Enjoying a good basketball game. Not the middle part of it. This was pre-internet. There was no internet, and there was no cell phones. And so this was way before all that stuff. And about the middle part of the game, they cut to California. And I think they were playing the game in Madison Square Garden in New York, if I'm right. So they clear across country. And there's a Bronco chase going on. And you're like, what the hell is this? I remember screaming at my TV and Mom going, what are you so upset about? I want to watch the game. Like, just calm down. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I calm down. And as I'm watching the game, they do the split screen shot of the NBA game that's actually good, that's going on. But it's not the top story. The top story is this random Bronco chase. And it's in California, and that's going on. You really didn't know what was going on because it was breaking news. And they're going down the highway, and he's being chased by half the LAPD. And I guess later on, he was supposedly thinking about committing suicide. I doubt it, when he just committed a double murder. And so that was going on. They had like a split screen of the NBA game and the Bronco chase, which was a bigger story than a damn basketball game. Which I never understood that part. But you know what? I digress. So, that's one memory I have of that. And why there was a Bronco chase, I don't know. It's really random and really weird when you think about it, that was bigger news. And so this led to the circus trial of the century. The only other trial I remember being a circus like this was probably Michael Jackson. But even that wasn't as much as a circus as this O.J. Simpson trial was. And more memories I have of this. I remember this trial going on for fucking months. And I'm thinking, OJ's guilty. There's no question about it. And at the time, I was in high school. I was about a sophomore, if I'm correct, about 94. And I'm in high school, and I remember going into classrooms and cafeterias, principal's office. You just couldn't escape this on the TV. I swear there was only one channel available to the school system, CNN, of course. And you couldn't escape this story for months. For months, this shit was playing on TV. I'm like, there's gotta be something else on TV. I'm like, come on, play some golf. Something else, please. And this entire trial, to me, was a farce. It was a complete and utter farce. And, you know, people at school, classmates of mine, non-classmates, friends, whatever, some said he's guilty, some said he's not guilty. I had teachers that some said he was guilty, some said he wasn't guilty. And this was probably my first time that I was really opinionated about something. And I remember saying to other classmates, some black classmates too, and there was about 3 or 4 different classmates I have friends with that were black, and I said that, you know, he's guilty. And I remember a couple of these black classmates saying, well, they're only railroading him because he's black. And I remember thinking then, you know what? They really have a tendency to look at the color of people. I didn't care what color OJ was. I didn't care if it was a white person that did this. He was guilty, no question about it. He got off with murder, and the damn trial, like I said several times, was a farce. Johnny Cochran, you know, the glove, won't fit. He puts on the glove. Of course, it doesn't fit, so that makes, well, it makes it clear cut. He's not guilty. He didn't do it. Yeah, he did. He wrote a book years later. Like if I committed, it's like something like called like if I committed a murder or how I got away with it or something like that. He even wrote a book about if I did it. Here's how I got away with it. So he pretty much admitting to the guilt. And it was a complete farce of a trial that he should have served prison. He should have served time in prison. He should have been serving a life sentence in prison. No question about it. He got away with murder, and this is what's mostly associated with OJ. Not all that other stuff I talked about. Nope. This. This is what OJ is most associated with. And when you talk about falls from grace, OJ's on that list. There's OJ and there's Tiger Woods. Somebody, they have it all. Tiger Woods had it all. He was on top of the golfing world. Cheated on his wife, and then he hit rock bottom. Fall from grace. OJ had it all. He had it all. You'll forget. I'm not trying to sound weird on this at all. OJ, for a black man, was good looking. He got a lot of parts. He had it all. He threw it all away. Fall from grace. OJ and Tiger Woods are two of the names I associate with when I think about the falls from grace. How they were on top of the mountain and how far they fell. How far they fell and how quickly they fell from one incident. It's an incredible fall from grace. It's a story that should be revisited many times over because OJ was on top of the world. He had it all. A beautiful wife, kids, and then he tossed it away by committing murder. I know there's going to be people on this, probably comment on this video saying, no, he didn't do it. Okay? If he didn't do it, why didn't they ever catch the murderer who actually did it? Yeah, I know. They said there was evidence that was tampered with. Yeah, okay. Probably by Cochran himself. Cochran was very powerful. And, you know, that's what OJ's going to be best remembered for. And to me, that's sad. That's sad. Not that I'm not saying that I feel bad for OJ. Not at all. It's sad that that's what he's best remembered for. That's the sad part of this entire story. Was OJ a good person? No, he was not. He was not. And now he's being judged by what he did here on earth. And he has to answer to one person for that. He has to answer to one person for that. Now, I'm sure not many people will miss OJ. He had 5 kids and several grandkids. Okay, they're going to probably miss OJ. They may look at OJ differently than everybody else. That's fine. Be that as it may. That is the way it usually is. But to everybody else that saw OJ in the limelight and how big of a fall from grace he had, they're not going to look at OJ greatly. They're going to look at him as an evil human being that got away with murder. I know I keep going back to that, but that's the absolute truth of the matter. And it's something that your time here on earth, you are judged by how you live your life. Not everybody is a perfect human being. A lot of us are flawed. But this, with OJ, he was nowhere near a good person. And that was proven in 1994, and then what he did in 2000, I think it was 2007, with the Las Vegas robbery. And you know what? I don't know if he deserves it. I don't think he does deserve it. But I'll go ahead and do it. I don't think he's deserving of the rest in peace. I will give condolences to the family because, I don't know, death can be tough, even though it is from an awful human being, an OJ. So I'll go ahead and do that to the family. Condolences to the family. But I don't think he deserves a rest in peace. But I'll go ahead and do it anyway. So rest in peace to OJ, who's not going to be missed by many people at all, maybe family, and that's it. And when you're studying in the history books of greatest falls from grace, you have to look at Tiger Woods and then OJ. Me and Mom are saying that's all for now.
That's all for now.
What, little Roberta? Just a cow? Yes, this is a little bonus content. If you've watched the whole video, my take on O.J. Simpson's death. Listen, that had been a few days. I get that. It's been a few days since that happened. I did record it like the day it happened or the day after or something like that. So it had been a few days. But you see, the thing is, I have trouble getting on public Wi-Fi, and I gotta find a place that has it, because not every place has public Wi-Fi. So it taken me a few days to actually, upload this video. So I'm going to upload this on a Saturday. I'm recording this part, the bonus content, the night before, but I am going to upload this on a Saturday because I will be on public Wi-Fi on Saturday, the library. But nonetheless, be that as it may, and yes, that video, my hair was really shaggy, as it has been. So after that video, a few days after that video, after I shot that, I ended up getting, my haircut. I just wanted to add a little bit of bonus content to this. Nothing really long and extravagant. Just saying, I ended up, getting my haircut after said video. And someday, I hope to have internet back. It could be months. It literally could be months, but it's not top priority right now. No, having a roof over our head and, food and paying bills, stuff like that is more important. Electric, So hopefully someday I can start doing videos on a daily basis. I miss doing my Rumble videos. I do have a couple ideas what I could do with Rumble, but I don't know if I'd be able to keep it up. But, be that as it may, I hope you enjoyed one of my more controversial YouTube videos. I don't think it's going to be well received on my take on it, but be that as it may, I hope you enjoyed that, and I don't know when my next video will be because I just sort of randomly shoot videos. I don't upload every video I shoot. No, I do not, because I have to do it on public Wi-Fi. It's the only way I can upload videos. And that's why you don't really see me see my videos a lot these days, which is, it is what it is. But you know what? I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed, well, my new look, my new haircut, and that's about it. That's about it. That's the bonus content. I'm not going to do the ending twice. I'm just going to do it. I just did it once. And then this was the bonus content. You know what? Until next time.